What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. Monday, May 4th, 2026. 6:13 in the morning here in the great communist state of New York. I have a public service announcement to all the former Spirit Airlines customers. You're in for a rude awakening, folks. You really are. There's a major difference between your ghetto airlines and Delta. For example, I hope you're all sitting. For example, the days of paying that $56 or $39 airfare to go from Fort Myers to Jacksonville, or from Atlanta to Louisville, those days are over. Because when you fly on Delta Airlines, you're paying $539 each way for that flight. That's right, you sure are. You sure are, but don't worry, a lot of good benefits come with that, like assigned seating. All right? You no longer have to enter the fight club once you get onto a Spirit Airlines plane, because there are no more Spirit Airlines planes. You're going to be on a Delta, maybe an American, maybe United. But I can only speak of Delta because I have nice status with Delta. When you go to check your bags, yep, the agent's going to say, "Hi, how you doing?" The courteous thing to do is respond like, "I'm good. How about yourself?" When you're on the plane and the flight attendant, the guy or the woman walking down the aisle, right? They got the drink cart, right? And the snacks. It's free, ladies and gentlemen. You no longer have to whip out your EBT card. Nope. You no longer have to whip out that EBT card. Isn't that glorious? It's amazing. It really is amazing. We really have to thank Elizabeth Warren for killing that purchase. JetBlue buying Spirit Airlines a couple years ago. Man, she wrote letters. She complained. She's like, "Whoa, these passengers are going to pay $1 billion a year more." Wow. Wow. Look at how much damage, besides the open borders that we had for 4 years under the previous administration, look at how much damage was inflicted by the previous administration. Look at it, folks. Forget about the open borders, right? You have thousands upon thousands of jobs. I think you had like 14,000 employees, right? Between the pilots and the flight attendants, right? What about the ancillary jobs like catering, right? The airport support staff, right? The coffee shop that now has a lot less people to serve. Maybe Spirit Airlines was a major airline in that airport, that small regional airport, right? Now you have a third or a quarter less flights. You have some serious economic, I guess, distress or depression. But this woman, she nixed that deal, and man, people are hurting. I'm reading stories online. Literally, people are begging for money to get home. They don't have it. Listen, I remember being my early 20s, all right? was married with a young child. My baby mama at the time, my baby mama, she flew to Florida to visit her father and wanted me to join, but I only had like $1.250 in my name. Literally $1.250. You have any idea how expensive it is to pay rent, right? The baby formula, diapers, all that crazy stuff. It's hard, right? And the $20 that I spent to go from the airport in a shuttle bus to like the town, that's all I had to my name, right? You get these people reading online that they literally don't have the means to fly home. But sad world out there, folks. Sad world. But you can blame it on those Democrats and those woke freaking Republicans. And I gotta love it how you have woke individuals out there that are blaming Donald Trump for raising gas prices and putting these 14 or these 17,000 people out of business. They seem to forget that it was the Biden administration that refused to allow for the JetBlue acquisition of Spirit Airlines for something like $4 billion. That they don't talk about, right? They don't talk about that. They also don't talk about how the Biden administration didn't go after Jeffrey Epstein, but Donald Trump is the pedophile, right? Come on, folks. What's wrong with you? Oh, my God. And they are so confused and they're so deranged with TDS that they don't see it. They just don't see it. They're just so brainwashed by what's not actually occurring in this world. Don't they know that that Strait of Hormuz, it is a lot more than just, oh, man. They don't know, man. They just don't know. I don't know how to explain it. They really don't know. All right? Think about it. Where does all the Iranian oil go, folks? Where does that oil go? Right? Is it coming to America? It sure ain't. Where's it going, folks? You know where it's going. It's going to China. It's going to all those Eastern Asian countries, sorry. Unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. It's crazy. But, the Democrats, they were celebrating the killing of that merger between JetBlue and Spirit Airlines, and now you have, hopefully not so much anymore, but you have people stranded, people trying to get back to their homes or get to their final destinations, just getting on with life. You book an airline and an airline ticket, and next thing you know, they're not around anymore. They're out of business. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Well, today, folks, we have kind of a slow day here on my schedule at Pipe Doctor. It's Monday, May 4th. I have nothing on my schedule other than my dentist this evening at 5 o'clock. We have James with 3 service calls. Daniel has 3 service calls. I got a lot of equipment in the shop here. A 12, 9, 9, 6, 6, a 9, floor mount. We have 3 18,000 BTU, 3-zone outdoor heat pump units. We have this 9. Yeah. So we have a 9 and 2 6s on one. We have a 9 and a 12 on the other, and we have 2 9s on the third. These are all installs, and look in here. This is the economy moving right here, folks. Look at this. This is the economy moving. Look at everything we got going on right now, folks. We have 345 active maintenance agreements. Let me double check that number from over the weekend. I stand corrected, folks. We have 347 active maintenance agreements, which is 17.35% to our goal. James last week, as well as myself, we scored 4 maintenance agreements each. Daniel got 1 yesterday on an emergency service call. James picked up this first for the week. Amazing. Amazing. We are slowly and steadily getting to our goal of 2,000 active maintenance agreements. That's the goal, folks. That's the goal. Now, some of you may be asking, Mikey Pipes, you must be preparing the business for sale. That's not really the goal. That's not. My goal is to transplant myself to Florida. Palm Beach, Florida, to be exact. And when my business here has 2,000 maintenance agreements, it's would only be appropriate that the correct support staff will be in place and the correct team members will be trained to manage all those maintenance agreements. And then I could really take a big step back and let certain people, like Daniel and James, have a larger role in the organization. That's the goal. Now, if someone wants to come around and offer me $20 million for the business, as long as we can take care of the team, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. As long as my tax liability is minimal. Because that's just the nature of the beast. I'm just joking. But let me roll out our cart here. I love our ACiQ high performance system here. Love it. There we go. Get that a little bit more in there. Guys, I love building this thing. It was a lot of fun. This was awesome. It really is. It really is awesome. The future of air conditioning and heating today. Why settle for cheap builder's grade equipment like Rheem, Rude, Payne, even Bryant? You can get this kind of equipment. This is not a ductless system, folks. This is a ducted, DC-driven motor, communicating air handler. Nice, sharp-looking, modern. All right, yes, it's still a rectangle, but it's a modern-looking rectangle. We threw in a digital power monitor here so we can see in real time the voltage, amperage, power factor, wattage, all that good stuff right there. This is an IR port, so you can use a remote control. Do I have one here? Yep, there it is. All right, you can use a remote control on the system. The outdoor unit, this is not a mini split outdoor unit, but we use flare connections like we do on mini splits. All right, there's more brazing with this stuff, folks. No filter dryers, none of that stuff, folks. This is a side discharge. So unlike your top discharge units, you know, your traditional outdoor condensing units, the fan blows it out the side. But the best part about this system, forget about it being communicating, forget about being an inverter-driven compressor, forget about all the technology inside this unit. This will provide heating to negative 27 degrees of outdoor temperature. We're not talking about the wind chill factor. We're talking about the real ambient outdoor temperature, right? I don't know about you guys, but my clients love zoning, right? They love zoning, and you could accommodate, you know, they have one system in their home now. You can put in two systems, split the ductwork in half, and guess what? It'd be giving them a very reasonable price for the equipment, right? Or you can put in one of those ductless mini splits, multiple zones. I have outdoor condensing units that handle up to 5 indoor units. 5 indoor units. It's amazing. It really is. But enough of that. I want to send my thoughts and prayers to all of the Spirit Airlines employees and team. You know, you have 17,000 jobs that are gone. Poof. Adios. Sayonara. Hasta la vista. And that's, listen, that's gotta suck. It really does. You know? It's gotta suck. And to the passengers, customers that bought a ticket, sucks too. Sucks for you.
But they'll blame Donald Trump for killing it, even though it was their own team that did it. Go figure. Look it up, folks. The facts don't lie. Check in the next one. Be well. God bless. Stay safe.